All right, we're here at U-High today. We're in their weight room with Keylan Moses. He is committed to the LSU Tigers for the class of 2025. He's got 1 year left here to play football. Keylan, thanks for having us today.
Anytime.
Good to see you.
Yes, sir.
How are you feeling right now? You've been out there on social media, other places, talking about your love for LSU and your love about what you want to make happen at LSU.
Honestly, I was thinking about this last night. I'm extremely excited. I'm, really trigger happy with Twitter, nowadays. But we're getting guys in the 25 class and in the 24 class. But I'm extremely excited. There's nothing but good news at LSU and for us, especially.
So there's 8 commitments, I believe, at the moment for 2025. 2024, I believe, we still haven't put the finishing final touches on that, but certainly LSU looks like they're in pretty good shape for 2024. But this 25 class, albeit it's early, is, I believe, either number 1 or number 2 right now.
Nah, we're number 1.
Number 1, no doubt. Okay.
Number 1 for sure.
So Bryce Underwood just commits, right? Yeah. Tell me about Bryce.
He's somebody I've never seen before, I'm not going to lie. Like, he's a dog, and that's nothing. All we're recruiting is nothing but dogs, so yeah, it's a different breed. That's something I'll tell you.
How would you describe the way he plays quarterback as somebody who defends quarterbacks and defends offenses? Well,
me personally, it'll be somebody I'd somewhat say is hard to keep in the pocket, I mean, he's known for staying in the pocket, but if he gets out, I mean, he kind of reminds me of Jaden Daniels. He could throw that thing and he could run it, but I mean, he's known for really slinging it. He's a gunslinger, and if you leave a receiver open, he's gonna get it to him. So I mean, that's pretty much what he's known for. But he could definitely throw the ball like pretty long. So I mean, it's pretty good.
And you've got a 5-star wide receiver so far.
So I mean, that duo right there is already locks. I met him one time right before he committed, like a couple months before he committed. I met him and K. Durham. They were down here for a visit, and me and Coach Frank were down, and we were just talking. I just came up, and they were there. That's when I met him. We became real cool. Me and K talked. We actually talked the other week, well, a couple days ago, about him coming down either this weekend or next weekend, and I'm pretty sure DeCorian's coming too. But me and him are pretty cool.
So right now, this is all exciting.
Yeah.
But there are people out there that say, well, these guys aren't going to sign officially for like almost another year, right?
Yeah.
You feel confident it's going to stay together?
Yeah, I mean, if I maintain these relationships with these guys and keep them comfortable, I'm pretty sure they'll, be able to sign you.
Yeah. I mean, since I think you gave your verbal to LSU near late November, right?
Yeah, November 30th.
November 30th. Has that stopped anybody from calling you?
Oh, no. The coaches are still calling. They're still hungry for me. Schools like Texas A&M, Florida, Alabama, Tennessee. So you guys still coming for me. And, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. They're just doing their job. But, I'm not going anywhere. I mean, I'm not going to make the same mistake.
It's the same mistake?
Yeah, I'm not going to make the same mistake.
Yeah. Are you going to visit any of these schools?
No, I'm a solid commit.
Because we see that sometimes. We hear, oh, I'm committed, but I'm still going to go.
Yeah, that. But, when I say I'm fully committed and had that conversation with Coach Brian Kelly, one thing, he's a real, old type of coach, He doesn't want his commits going anywhere because, with this NIL thing, you could potentially get new opportunities. You could potentially get outbid for. So, one thing he really put out there for his commits is that he doesn't want you going anywhere. And, I mean, I promise, like I said, I posted on my Twitter, I promised them I wouldn't go anywhere. But, that's what that was. I'm not going to really go anywhere. That's one thing he doesn't want us to do. And I'm staying loyal to my state and my team. I put in a lot so far, and I don't want anybody having any second thoughts. The Moses name is kind of used to that. My older brother, he decommitted, due to other situations. But, I feel like this is my place and this is my home and this is where I'm going to prosper, and I don't want anybody thinking different.
Yeah. Well, and look, I've met your brother on several occasions, and he's a great young man, and he was labeled traitor and some nasty things by certain people because he didn't pick the school that these fans or some fans were fans of, And I don't want to say I understand that, but I do kind of understand the sentiment. But it really it's everyone's individual decision and what's best for them, and that was best for Keylan Moses.
Yeah. So with that, unfortunate situations happened. Coach Les Miles got fired, and his son Manny Miles was our quarterback at the time. So the Les Miles family and our family were pretty close. So him leaving was a real big impact on Dylan choosing Alabama, because he said he wanted to play for the best coach, and the best coach at the time for him was Les Miles. So when he left LSU, and with him being at home and all the other stuff, it kind of affected him and the team, because he didn't really have the same relationship with Coach Orgeron, and he didn't want to start all the way over. So I'm not gonna lie, I talked to him right before I committed, and he said if he could do it all over again, he would. And I'm sure he would make the decision I made to stay at home and really just get those opportunities to talk to other coaches and really get to rebuild those connections. But for him, it was real different. His status was kind of rushed. Everything was rushed. With him being the #1 player at an early age and everything, getting all the spotlight at the early age, it was kind of nerve-wracking in a way. So putting all that on a young child is kind of a little, but
yeah,
he made it.
He was an 8th grader, right?
He was an 8th grader when he committed. So being that was his decision in the 8th grade, you're like 14 years old making the biggest decision of your life already. So that you can't really put that on him, and that's kind of where I feel bad, because I'm part of the family. So although I was young, I still know the story. But he made his decision, and he told me if he could redo it all, he would definitely would.
So if he would redo it again, he would still go to Bama, or he would come to LSU?
Honestly, he didn't tell me that part. He just said if he could redo it, he would.
He'd just do it again?
Yeah, he'd just do it again. Make better decisions and, have fun with it. I think it was more of a job for him. He didn't have fun until till the end. Well, he had fun at the beginning, but towards the end it started to be more of a job for him, and maintaining a status for a lot of people, and not being able to do a lot of stuff that normal kids do.
Yeah.
As an athlete, you're looked at, as a top athlete at that, you're looked at a lot, and you can't go out and make mistakes, and you can't be doing all the extra stuff. You have to be perfect, and that's what he felt like he was trying to do, be perfect. And like I said, if he could redo it, he would definitely do it again.
Okay. Well, I have to wonder too, because when you go to school every day, you have 6, 7 classes you're taking?
Yeah.
And so you're dealing with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't just camp out by your phone all day and text messages and calls from whatever university or a fan who gets your number, right?
Nah, you can't. You have to extremely lock in and do what's best, because you need to go to school and fulfill your dreams. And
you talked to me about you like the communications aspect of things. You would like to maybe get into broadcasting one day or something like that.
Yeah, not stepping away from the sports field. If football doesn't work out for me, I would love to still, broadcast and still, be on ESPN and all that other stuff.
Well, you talked about Brian Kelly a little bit and his old school kind of sentiments. What other coaches have you talked to at LSU that you've gotten to know, and what is the direction at LSU right now, do you think?
Well, I feel like everybody I've talked to, I've already known so far. Getting to meet guys like Sherman Wilson, Jordan Arcement, Bobby, everybody. I've practically known since my freshman year, and it's always been going up since I've been getting recruited. So since my class is up, we're gonna be the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit for sure. When our class gets there, we're gonna break some rules and get to the sky. So just stay tuned for that. But Brian Kelly's plan is immaculate. I'm ready to show it to the world and prosper it. Be the leader of it and be an ambassador of his. Let out everything and just get the guys he needs to coach up and get that national championship. Get that swagger back.
You play running back here.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah.
But you were recruited as a linebacker. That's what you're going to play.
Yeah.
So where on the field as a linebacker? Do you have any idea?
Will linebacker. Of course, I'm a leader on the field, but I love making plays for my team. That's kind of what I'm known for, making huge stops and huge plays. So being able to be the guy to make plays, I could do, the signal calling and know when and where people are supposed to be, but, you know, I kind of want to focus on my job and, you know, make those big plays for everybody.
Mm-hmm. And over here, you're playing some running back.
Yeah.
Getting the ball a little
you know,
bit.
that's pretty fun doing that over here. And I actually asked Coach Frank, I mean, could I get a shot, you know, at least, you know, get a couple carries, not just a little bit, you know, give me a little taste. But, you know, that's kind of fun being running back and, you know, being an athlete I am. You know, I'm not just a linebacker. You know, I'm fast. I can make moves. I can make you miss. You know, being a running back is just, you know, kind of fun for me. But linebacker is my actual position.
Well, it's similar. I went to Joel Rogers signing West Feliciana.
Yeah.
And he plays quarterback there.
Yeah.
And he's going to be a defensive back.
Yeah, safety.
Yeah. He's a safety. So
Yeah.
he did say, I'm going to miss having the ball in my hands every play.
You know, having the ball in your hands is just a feeling. You know, actually scoring touchdowns and, you know, upping the score for your team is a different feeling, you know, actually hurting somebody, you know. So, you know, that's kind of going to be fun, and I'm going to miss it.
You mentioned to me, obviously, you were recruited a bit by Matt House, who's no longer with the program.
Yeah.
What were those discussions like?
You know, I still kind of dwell on that. You know, I'm going to miss him because not only was he a good coach to me, but he was a good guy, you know. I met his son. I actually played against his son in a semifinal game, and, man, he's a strong kid, I'll tell you that. But, you know, getting to meet his family and meet everybody and get real close, you know, it was a lot, you know, and I loved him. Like, it was like a family to me, and, you know, losing him was kind of hard, but, you know, a business is business, and, you know, to prosper our team, we got to make moves that, you know, will be pretty hard, you know. So as much as I would like to see him here, he's gone now, and I'm happy that Blake Baker's here because, you know, I've already had a connection with him. He was my first offer. So, you know, I'm glad I have a guy that I could, you know, count on and, you know, lean on because, I mean, we already had that kind of connection. But for Matt House, I kind of feel bad because I actually wanted to play for him. You know, he was a good guy and he was a good coach. He played with a lot of emotion. He coached with a lot of emotion. So he was real close to his guys. And, you know, actually being out there and at the practices, and he kind of included me, although I was like, you know, a sophomore, junior in high school. I mean, there was times I was like walking through the facility and they were in meetings and, you know, I may peek in there. He may come in, you know, let me meet the guys and stuff like that. And just, you know, just sitting there sometimes and just, you know, just leave sometimes. So, you know, it was just stuff like that that kind of like hit hard for me because not a lot of coaches did that for me. And he was just really there for me. You know, he called when times were hard. And whenever we lost to his son, it was, he even called and made sure I was all right. So, you know, connections like that I live for. And that's kind of why I came to LSU, that connection with him. But building connections is a long thing and a big thing for me. And that's kind of why I came.
Matt House's son, Jackson House, right?
Yeah.
He's a lefty, right? Went to Eastern Kentucky, I believe.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he was a heck of a player. He only came in, I think he only played one season there at Dunham.
Yeah, and that was the piece they needed because the year before that, I'm not going to lie, we drug him in the mud. We did him dirty. But the year he came in, I think that was the missing piece they needed. And he was definitely a leader for them. And, you know, he made their team and prospered them and, you know, became a really big leader and, you know, led them to the state championship.
So you talk about Blake Baker. He's coming back to LSU. So in 2021, you were, what, a freshman in high school? Or
8th grade going into freshman year, so yeah.
Okay. So you were very young. So he was coaching linebackers at the time. His biggest, I guess, compliment was elevating Damone Clark, who played locally here, to what he's doing with the Dallas Cowboys right now. So just a few more thoughts on Blake Baker now taking over the defensive coordinator spot.
Honestly, watching that team that he developed, knowing that he developed Damone Clark, I mean, there's only a matter of stuff like he could do with me. I mean, you could develop him from what he was to where he's at now. I mean, there's only so much he could do. So, I mean, like, I can only imagine what he could do for me and, you know, guys like Perk and Whit Weeks and all those type of guys. So I can't wait to see what they have going on for next season and can't wait to actually play for him in the next 2 seasons. So, you know, that's pretty exciting.
Yeah. Without, I guess, criticizing maybe future teammates and everything, you watch LSU defense, this was not the kind of defense.
Oh, yeah, for sure, for sure.
When your brother played and Alabama played LSU, it was...
Oh, yeah, it was spot on. I mean, it was what the standard was, and I'm not going to lie, the standard wasn't lived up to this year, and it kind of was disappointing to not only me but the fans and other people that were interested in LSU. And that's a big thing for me now is, getting guys that have that dog in them. When you watch me play, I play with a lot of emotion. When you get hit by me, you're gonna feel it, and you're gonna know you got hit by me. And that's the kind of thing that LSU is known for, that swag they have on the field, that dog they have in them. And, the DBU, the LBU, all that stuff, you got guys like Devin White, Tyrann Mathieu, who else? Derek Stingley, everybody. The list goes on. The whole 2019 defense, 2020 defense. The list goes on. Guys everywhere.
Yeah.
It's unexplainable what that defense was. And this year it wasn't lived up to, and it was kind of disappointing. So, my job is to get guys that'll play through their emotions and live up to that LSU standard, that swag they had.
Well, we were talking off camera a while ago. Obviously, Brian Kelly and coaches, they cannot publicly say who they want to recruit until they sign on the dotted line. They're not allowed to talk to them. So, as I'm sitting here with you, Keylan Moses, who are you looking at to try to attach to this 2025 class eventually?
The next guys, I know he's not 2025, but Terry Bussey might be next. Who else? Fahim Delane, the number 1 safety in class 25. This Montgomery kid, he's out of Florida, a wide receiver. Who else? Jabor Antoine, one of the top guys in Louisiana. And Peyton, a top OT, offensive tackle in 2025. So, the list goes on. I got guys that want to come and play for the boot. So, just be ready. There's going to be a lot of recent commits, and just have your phone on, notifications on, and all that, because, there's going to be guys that'll come in and you just wouldn't expect it.
Well, let me ask you this, and I'm going to ask you this hopefully without getting anybody in trouble, including you. But what role does NIL play right now, and in getting a guy to go to a school? And is it really NIL, or is it, hey, here's some money, come over here? You're supposed to do something in return for the money, right?
Yeah. So me personally, I don't know what everybody has going on. I'm just kind of doing my thing, which is, which I promised Coach Brian Kelly was to, basically get guys that are just like me, have that dog in them and, really want to be here, not for the money. Because me personally, if you're playing for the money, you're not playing for this team. If you're just playing for that's kind of selfish to me. If you're just playing for the money, I'm getting paid, I don't need to do this. There's good things and bad things to NIL, and I kind of lean onto the bad side. So I don't really look at the money that way, because, me personally, I could be getting a lot of money, but I kind of look at it as the connections thing. If you have a great connection with the coach, and if you really want to be a Tiger and play for this economy, it's kind of more than just the money to me. So I don't know anybody else's situation, but for me it's more than just the NIL, because I'm Keylan Moses and I live in Louisiana and I'm committed to LSU. I could be making loads of money. So for me, it's not really about the money. I'm not a money type of guy. I'm not a money grabber. I'm not any of that. I just want to play for my state, play for my school, and represent the boot.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to be simplistic in it, but is it a matter of it takes care of itself in terms of if you go to LSU and you play 3 years and you're a star and you're drafted?
Yeah,
the money comes.
Yeah, I'm sure if I, do what I'm supposed to do and play how I'm supposed to play, the money's gonna come. That's kind of why I'm not worried about it, because the way I am, the person I am, I know I'm gonna bring in a lot of people that like me, because I'm a likable person. There's gonna be people that want me to be an ambassador for their company, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of money be involved in that. So, the money's going to come.
Well, the hunger thing is a question, too.
Yeah.
Like, if you get a lot of money before you've even played a down at LSU or made a tackle, do you lose the hunger to improve and to become better?
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely a thing, and that's why I don't really focus on it, because I don't want to lose my hunger. I want to still be hungry, and I still want to be, have that dog, and, work as hard as I can to get where I want to be, in which is basically the league. So, I don't want to lose that hunger and be simple-minded in a way, only thinking about the money. So that's my main thing. Yeah, lose my head and lose my edge, all that. So.
Yeah. Have you heard about NIL in high school?
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's in Louisiana high school.
Yeah, it's you could definitely get paid in Louisiana. So yeah, from my knowledge.
Well, we saw Shelton Sampson at Catholic.
Yeah.
Keylan Williams, a young lady playing basketball for LSU.
Yeah, and considering my name is a pretty big name in Baton Rouge, I've gotten NIL offers. So yeah, I've definitely heard of it.
Is your mom kind of the gatekeeper?
Oh
on
yeah,
that?
yeah. She's definitely she looks at everything. Definitely. I even have a marketing agent to look over that. So marketing agent, my mom, all that. You know, she's locked down on that. She's everything with that. So while she deals with the numbers and the money and the NIL, I deal with the field and the stuff I have to do on the field to prosper and maintain my body and just be myself. Play the game I love.
Yeah. Of course, everyone around here doesn't want you to go anywhere.
Yeah.
What do you think about transfer portal? Do you see?
Me personally, I think it helps a lot of guys get out there, that didn't get an opportunity because you got teams like Alabama that have loads of 5-stars and don't know how to use them, and you have guys that, and you also have guys that that are itching to get on the field and don't want to wait their turn and you want to go somewhere else and you want to go be the man. But I mean, when you hop in the transfer portal multiple times, it tells you something about yourself, and that's one thing about me. I want to be somewhere that I know I'm not gonna be that type of person. I'm gonna wait my turn and do what I can do. Be a role player until I'm the main player. So transfer portal is not gonna be a thing for me. I'm always gonna wait my turn. Keep God into it. I'm gonna pray to God, and He always has a plan for everybody. So if your plan is to enter the transfer portal and do you, then go right ahead. I mean, when you get to the draft and they ask you questions about that, the coach is gonna look at that. I mean, you're gonna ask for a trade. You're gonna get cut. I mean, just losing money for yourself. So. Yeah. I mean, that's on those guys, but for me, it's completely different. I'm gonna wait my turn, do my thing.
Yeah. Does NFL coaches and scouts they know more than the FBI about?
Exactly. So yeah, they'll go deep into things. So you don't want to get too caught up in that.
All right. Well, as we kind of hit the stretch run, what are some more things about Keylan Moses that we need to know here? Or your vision, or so how many state titles have you won here?
Just one.
You won the
just one, and sadly, just one. I'm not gonna lie, sadly, just one. We just lost to St. Charles Catholic. It was a pretty close game. They were well coached, and honestly, we were looking to win it all this season. We came back from losing to Dunham the year before, and everybody expected us to win that one. And it seems like we're not able to finish, and I don't want to have that because we had a lot of guys, a lot of big name guys last year. And I was real close to that class, and that's why it was really upsetting because I practically grew up with those guys. So now that I'm going into my last year, it's kind of crazy because I was just a freshman on a team full of like 4 or 5 stars. Guys. I mean, I think we had at least like 20 guys signed. So I mean, it was kind of crazy being with them, and I mean, it was a dream to go 4 for 4. That was our thing because I mean, I felt like nobody could stop us. But sadly, we're only 1 for 3 right now. But just know this season's gonna be real different. I'm a leader of the defense, and I might be playing a lot more running back, a lot more. I mean, I'm gonna be starting at linebacker, so
yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of changes. But just know you're gonna be hearing my name a lot on WAFB, WBRZ. I mean, just be ready for all that, cause I'm coming. I know I said I was coming last year, but this season is real different. I'm going to be maintaining myself. I'm going to be doing a lot of extracurricular things like going to track, therapy, maintaining my body. Like, this is the year before college, and it gets real. This is my last year before, reality hits. So just be ready because, there's going to be a difference between last year's Keylan and this year's Keylan. This year's Keylan is going to be a man, going into manhood. So whenever I lay that hammer down, just don't take it personal because I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready for college. So, just be ready.
Well, there's always been a spotlight on you because of your older brother and your potential was pretty evident pretty early. But now you're carrying the label of LSU verbal commitment, Keylan Moses now, into a full season.
Yeah,
So every time we talk about you on Sports On, that's how we're going to refer to you, right?
Yep, and I'll be ready for that. I'll be ready for that. Carrying that label means a lot to me, and, being a Tiger means a lot to me. So, you got to rep that with being a dog and have that swag, and, that's kind of who I am. So I'm a Tiger, and I'm proud to say it. So I'm hoping you ready to say it on every play because I'm going to be everywhere.
With social media now, as opposed to like me and this guy behind the camera when we grew up, you could make mistakes and they weren't documented.
Yeah.
Now with cameras, and if a guy decides this is on my mind, I'm going to put it on a computer screen. It can be. Do you find there's more pressure that you can't be a kid and you've got to be kind of an adult?
Honestly, with that, I've always. I mean, I have Dylan to look at. His whole, his situation. With learning from him and his blueprint, there's a lot of things you can't do and what you can and can't do. So learning from him, it was kind of helpful because a lot of kids don't have the opportunity to have an older brother to look at. Because he was practically the #1 player in the nation. What better can you get from that? He was a 5-star, 99.99 composite, I'm pretty sure, until he dropped down his senior year. But yeah, what better can you get from that? There's things you learn from just being that. So pressure, I don't feel. I arrive when pressure comes. So, pressure isn't anything to me. I've been pressured since 8th grade, since I went viral on that long run. Everybody's going to be like, oh, he's going to be just like his brother and this and that. No, my main thing is I'm going to be better than him, and that's just that. I'm going to be way better than him. And, like I said, pressure is just nothing to me. I'm even more of a dog when pressure hits the line. So, pressure bursts pipes, but it doesn't do anything to me.
Do you think a lot of people assumed you were going to Alabama because of what he did?
I didn't really get too much into that. Nobody really said anything, but they expected LSU to, not let me go anywhere. If I went anywhere, that would have been on LSU. I wouldn't have got that much, hate for anything, because if I would have went anywhere else but LSU, I'm sure the coaching staff would have had to deal with that, not really me, because, with Dylan's situation, him going to Alabama, I don't think anybody really expected that. They might have, but I'm not sure. I didn't really get too much into that. I was just kind of doing my own thing. I didn't really pay attention to all the, people and where they wanted me to go. It was all what I wanted to do.
Well, I know we'll be talking to you many more times in the future. Thanks for having us today here in a place where you're going to be spending a lot of time over the next whatever months in this weight room, pumping the iron to get ready for 2024 and then 2025 with the LSU Tigers. Thank you, Keylan.
Anytime.
Appreciate
Go Tigers.